A prominent archbishop is a staunch fighter for religious freedom, and tonight he joins us to talk about what's happening at churches across the country amid the coronavirus pandemic. Archbishop William Lori of the Archdiocese of Baltimore is with us now. And Archbishop, the Mass and Eucharist are a big part of our faith, and because of this crisis, churches have closed, services are being held online, and we can't physically have the sacrament. So how does that affect our faith?
We are feeling their absence. We are feeling it keenly. I think there is in so many people what I would call a Eucharistic hunger, a deep desire for the peace that comes from being reconciled to God and the sacrament of penance. So online masses and are wonderful. Thank God we have this technology. But at the same time, of course, we are hungering and thirsting for that day when, even if it's on a limited basis, we'll be able to receive our Lord in Holy Communion and the sacraments in person.
Yeah, well, some Christians across the country are mad. They want to go to church. In fact, in California, I'm not sure if you heard, 3 church communities are suing the governor there, alleging that social distancing orders violate their First Amendment right to freedom of religion. What do you think about that?
I would say that if religion were being singled out differently than, let's say, sports or other kinds of big gatherings, there would be an issue, and I understand that in some places that might actually be the case. But in the main, I would say this is not a religious liberty issue. This is a common good, common sense issue. So, for example, speaking for myself, I reached this decision because I love my people, and I don't want them to get sick. And I don't want coming to church being the occasion for them getting sick.
Well, what about some areas won't even allow drive-up church services, as we saw in Mississippi, where churchgoers were issued fines. Many argue churches can practice safe social distancing the same way grocery stores or liquor stores do. What do you say to those people and those priests or reverends that are having those masses?
First of all, the desire to do this is a very good thing, and perhaps there are places in the country where it works, but we have to recognize that not all situations are the same. In urban areas, including Baltimore, I would dare say throughout the Northeast, there's a lot of churches that don't have parking lots. And where that kind of thing doesn't work.
Right.
Sometimes the best laid plans for keeping social distance really fall apart under the pastoral realities of the moment.
Yeah, there's even been calls on social media for priests to rebel and offer underground masses. It reportedly happened here in New York. What do you say to those priests?
Bringing people into church and putting them in harm's way in contravention to what their bishops have asked and in contravention to what civil authority has legitimately asked us to do, I think that's irresponsible.
All right, and normally not going to Mass is a sin. How does this crisis and online liturgies affect that stance?
First of all, we always have a lot of people who don't show up on Sunday. Let's face that pastoral reality first. What I've honestly found is that this crisis has been an opportunity. Horrible as the crisis is, and much as we want it to be over and pray for it to be over as soon as possible, nonetheless, so many of my pastors report that they are reaching out to the unchurched as never before. So, and parishes have something as simple as a phone tree. Every parishioner gets a call from somebody, no matter how long they've been away, and it opens with the very simple question, how are you? A lot of those folks have been waiting for that call for years. This is an unusual situation. The obligation to go to Mass recognizes that there are exceptions as well. Serious illness, the threat of serious illness certainly qualifies.
All right, Archbishop William Lori from the Archdiocese of Baltimore, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be with you. Thank you.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.